So just want to share some things as I see them. Maybe they're pretty brutal truths, but I feel there's value in looking directly. First thing, nobody's coming for you. Having to face that there is no savior over there, out there, not in Jesus, Muhammad, not in your parents, not in a relationship, nowhere. Nobody's coming for you, which means you're on your own. Now, how you interpret that, what you make that mean, how you behave from that, that's up to you. You could see it as an invitation to be in your power. That's one thing, settling deep into yourself. Because so often we externalize our search over there. One day, someday, I'll be happy, or I'll find the right man or woman, or I'll be in the dream job, live in the dream house, or connect to the Great Spirit. It's always over there in the endless horizon. And the sooner you face, nobody's coming, nobody's going to rescue, you're on your own. Then sure, you can receive the support from other people from time to time with their reflection, their mentoring, their energy, their presence. But ultimately and infinitely, it's about you. It's about me doing the work. Which leads to another sentence. The only way out is in, or the only way out is through. Which brings us back to ourselves again. It's our path, our journey, our way. And that level of autonomy and ownership and empowerment is the very thing that carries us through. As we rely on other people, become dependent, codependent, enmeshed, all the other terms and names and labels that it's been given, as we start to give our power to others, we take it away from ourselves. And we're not actually taking away our power. What we're doing is we're taking away our focus. We're externalizing God, we're externalizing help, we're externalizing support over there. And then we live as if it is over there. So we get into this hamster wheel, chasing, but going nowhere. So, invitation in this whole conversation right now is to face yourself in the mirror of life, or in the actual mirror, and just look and say, it's me, here I am. And then you ask a new question, how am I going to be from here? Who do I want to be from here? How do I want to express? How do I want to live? How do I want to conduct my life? From inside out, not outside in, not trying to please other people, get their attention or approval or recognition or love, not chasing anything over there, remaining where you are in your sacred sovereign space, your empowered presence, and really considering your life is in your hands and treating this as a good thing. Second thing to say, which is another tough, hard thing, other people's opinions about you are probably true. Now look at how I relate to other people's opinions, other people's views. People say stuff and it triggers us. And we want to react, sometimes want to revenge, sometimes want to deny or dismiss, ignore or run away from. Doesn't mean they're always true, but perhaps there's some truth within other people's opinions or views or expectations or what they say to you. And maybe they deliver it in a horrible way. Maybe it's vicious, unkind, unconscious, and we just want to run from it. We want to resist it instead of facing, is there some truth in this? Are they seeing something in me which I'm not allowing myself to see? So it could be to do with your appearance, could be to do with your health, could be to do with your financial budget, could be to do with your way you relate, the way you connect, the way you express. If we were complete and whole and radiant, we wouldn't be triggered by anything. We wouldn't be triggered by other people's opinions or expectations or conversations. But you can be walking down the street and somebody says something, and if there's an insecurity inside of you and it connects to what is being expressed, then it's recognized. And this is a much more powerful way to look at everything around us. Perhaps we are calling out to the universe through the appearance of other people, circumstance, situations, relationships, to reflect back to us what we're not yet owning, what we're not yet realizing. So just consider the possibility. Perhaps other people's opinions about you are true, and we can give up our defense, we can give up our resistance, and we can look directly in the mirror. What is being said about me, around me, and what does that trigger inside of me? That is the place to look. That is where it's unhealed, it's unintegrated, it's unresolved, it's not yet faced. And so when we start to take that on, we have courage. So the first point, nobody's coming for you, brings you back to your power. From that power, you then have the willingness and the wanting to actually feel and face what's true for you. Some people call this shadow work, and you could simply see it like this: the shadows in the darkness. It's what's behind you. The light shining here, and the shadows behind you. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just behind in shadow. You can't see it immediately. But as you enter into the shadow, you start to recognize what's not yet been claimed. So is there some insecurity? Is there some doubt? Is there still resistance of realizing who you are? Are you afraid, as William says in the Course of Miracles, Marianne Williamson? Are you afraid of your light, of the potential of your full expression, of stepping up, stepping out, being true to yourself? You know, that's often more scary. So we play in the shallow waters. We play in the status quo. We play in the ordinary, in the familiar. And we don't dare to step into the full radiant power of our heart and beauty and wonder and step out into the world from here. Now, I don't know how you're living or what motivates or drives you. Is it survival? Is it people's approval? Is it validation? Or are you living by your own steam, your own power, your own self-expression, your own life force? Are you willing to claim right here, right now, this is me, regardless of what other people say, because I'm going to look in the mirror and embrace that and do the healing work there, regardless of what circumstances, regardless of what the astrology is or the weather or the timing? Who am I going to be today, as a choice, as a decision, as an action? As this is where it counts. It's no longer daydreaming about stuff or putting it off into the future. You know, all this imagining out into the next, 5, 10, 15 years. Maybe it's useful at some level, quickly, to give a sense of direction, navigation. But what matters is how you're going to translate that vision into action today, this moment. Who you're going to be, what you're going to do, how do you want to live? Just imagine you're not pleasing other people. You're not chasing other people for love or approval or recognition, validation, all of that stuff. So you stopped wasting your energy on all those pursuits. What happens is all power comes back to you, comes back to where you presently are. You're here, right now. Maybe you feel a bit broken, a bit ashamed, a bit guilty, a bit regretting. Maybe you're not happy with yourself. You've got your own internal thoughts and judgments and opinions. But they're all pointing, probably, to unresolved aspects of yourself. So are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to do the inner work? The only way out is in and through whatever is present in us. And then we can really come to a state of resolution and reconnection and self-honoring. And from here, we have a choice how to create the life that we choose to live, that we choose to love. It comes from us. And it's always come from us. Always, always, always. We can share the journey with other people. This is not about me, being anti-relationship. We can share the journey with other people. We can amplify and empower each other. But it's our responsibility to be true to self. Self-realization, self-awakening, self-presence, self-honoring, sovereignty. It's our responsibility to be who we are. Not because of anyone, not because of anything, but because we choose to be true. Because this is our gift. Our gift is the life. We've been given this, we've been given us in this present time, space, moment. How are we going to live ourselves from here? So this is about empowerment, it's about reclaiming, it's about sovereignty, it's about self-expression, it's about ownership, it's about responsibility, it's about facing the things you refuse or resist to face. So you can bring all pieces and fragments back to the wholeness that's already here and wake up inside of this. Okay, that's my words for today. Yeah, bye for now.